All right, what's up, people? So let me do that. I'm in the truck right now. I think I'm cutting all the hair off today. Um, but all of it. But I'm in the truck. I got to do laundry. I need to straighten out the truck. I'm supposed to be out of here. Well, I put in to leave on the 28th at 11 o'clock at night, which means they really probably ain't gonna have a load for me till 2900. I mean till 29th. Um, I did that on purpose because I got in here a day delay, so that gives me 3 solid days. So when I get in here, I got in here the 20. Shit, so I gotta look at the calendar. I got in here the night of the 24th, so I don't count that as a day. So I got the 25th to the 26th, the 26th to the 27th, and the 28th to 27th to the 28th. That's like 3 days. Um, but I put in to come off home time on the 28th at 2300, which means they ain't gonna have a load of me until 2900 on the 29th. Today is the 26th. Yeah, today's 26th, day after Christmas. So what I'm doing is straightening out the truck. My hotel stay is good through I think I did it I put it Sunday to Monday, Monday to Tuesday, and Tuesday to Wednesday. So my checkout is set for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday night. Hold on, look at this thing. Hold on, y'all. Look at my little thing here. Hold on. Thing up in the window. What's today? It's set for tomorrow morning is my checkout. But I may end up staying an extra night. Just depends. Um, I'm trying to decide. I usually come back to the truck a day before. So if I check out on the 27th, that gives me a day to get settled back into the truck. Um, I sent a message to my contact, but this is the day after Christmas, so I'm hoping I can talk to him hopefully today or tomorrow regarding the truckload company. Um, so I sent that. Getting ready, like I said, getting here. So last night, I want to tell you about the drama last night, and I'm gonna tell you about this message on my Qualcomm. So last night, about hell, I don't know what time it was. I went to the bathroom, and then I came back to the bed, and I hear these two Mexican chicks arguing and screaming, and I looked out the window, and I'm like, the police was here. It almost sounded like they was fighting over a dude. It almost sounded like a domestic, a lovers quarrel, whatever. Here's some 49-year-old wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. This is not a well, it can be because I've met truckers who are married or in relationships and then they all like depressed. One guy, I think he wrecked his truck with night. He got a video on YouTube over some divorce crap. Now, let me explain something here. Well, please hear me. And I understand emotions. I understand you fall in love with somebody, emotions. But a lot of times, and this is I'm gonna put old ministry hat on. When I used to counsel people in ministry, a lot of times these relationships y'all get into, first of all, you're not a woman and he is not a man. That's the number one issue. You got a female who's just a grown female, they're still a child, and you got a grown male who's just a male. And that's the first problem, is because your maturity level is down below. And I'm not just talking about you, I've been there in my younger days. I was probably a lot more mature than what's coming out now. But if you're not a woman and you're not a man, and if you are, you're going to know what not to get involved in. If he has cheated on you with somebody else, let his ass go. Vice versa. If she cheating on you with somebody else, let her ass go. Vice versa. Because if they do it to you, they gonna do it to them. Okay? My biological father, he say he thinks it's funny. I was a good hoe in my day. That's disgusting. How many females did you lay on? It's just craziness. And if he could still be doing it, he'd still be doing the same thing at late, almost 70 years old. That's crazy as hell. Dropping babies. The last child he had was autistic, and probably because he was too old to be popping off kids, him and whoever he was laying on. And I'm not faulting somebody who comes up with a disability, but because they just the offspring of somebody doing some crazy crap. Grow up, people. This argument outside this hotel behind dumb crap, because it did sound like it was kind of domestic, over some dude. Well, I saw it on my Facebook. I saw it on my computer, whatever the hell she said. I'm like, really? Is it worth it? That's childish stuff, people. Grow up. Also, if you're a woman, you're going to choose a man. And a man is not going to come off and do all this crap. I have not met a lot of men in my day. I can count the number of men I've met on my hands. I don't even like being bothered with males. But I respect men. I respect a man. I got associates of mine. The time I think they got a man, girl, please. Bye, Felicia. Shit, you got a male. You got a male. And that's probably because you're not a woman yet. Because there's certain things that a woman is going to put up with and not, not put up with. And it requires someone, if you're going to be a man, it's going to require you to be at another level. And some people don't grow into their manhood until they're 30, 40 years old. Um, but a lot of them, they may never grow up and be just like my biological father. I'm not telling you just on a level of looking from the outside in. I'm telling you as a product of this bullcrap. And I'm also telling you as somebody who's been in relationships when I know I was just a female and not a woman. Now, I don't care who you are, male, female, whatever, and I'm not really being bothered with anybody. You got to step to me correctly or get the F on. You can't come to me crazy. You can't come to me BS. You can't come to me with no games. You got to know who you are and what you want. And being with folks for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. What was it, my friend? My friend was with me yesterday. Some drama with a relative of his. Okay? He laying hands on, you need to be done. That's a male. But she not a female either. I mean, she not a woman either. There's a difference. When you know you got a man, it's a difference. It's a difference on what he does, how he handles it, how he deals with his family, what he'll do for his family. And I'm not talking about no ghetto drama crap. I've got ghetto drama crap in my family. And I'm, y'all hear me? I showed you probably the better part of my family yesterday. On my father's side, hood rich Negroes. And I don't mean hood rich in a bad way. I mean ghetto as hell. And yeah, I'm real because I'm getting old and I'm not about the BS. I'm just not about it. And last night, this drama. So, what I'm probably going to do is end up at another hotel, hopefully next time. There is a Quality Inn. If it's the one I think that was over by Black Bear where me and Joe went last night, it was nice and peaceful. It's an older hotel. The grounds were maintained really nice. I'm going to look into it and see what the rating is. There's other hotels where I can park the bobtail. The further I get away from my terminal, the better the quality of the hotels get. This area of town is kind of hoodie. I'm gonna be honest. Even though they have some nice subdivisions, there's a beautiful apartment complex across the street, but it's ghetto as hell. It's just a lot of ghetto environment in this area where this trucking company is. So, yeah, I'm gonna be reevaluating my situation next time if I come home. So we got to finish out the 30 days on the CPAP with some of the stuff I've been through. I'm hoping that I can get through. I was hoping for within 2 weeks, but it might be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. I got to look at the reporting for the CPAP and see where I'm at. But by hook or by crook, I've got to get a full solid 30 days. Um, you have to be on it at least minimum of 4 hours a night. Um, and I believe it's almost like I forgot what the percentage is, but there's a percentage to be compliant. So I've got to do a full 30 days on this, be compliant if I'm going to the beef company. If the truckload company opens up for me, then that only requires me to give them my existing DOT physical, which would be a blessing because then I could just take my CPAP and then I'll get it. And if everything goes well with the truckload company, I'll be there for a little while. I mean, I might be even more than a year because what I might do is just use them in order to save up my money, get my property, and then buy a truck flat out. Go with a lease purchase from a company opposed to a lease purchase through, when I say company, I mean a trucking sales place or a purchase or buying a truck through an actual sales place because that's your cheapest way opposed to doing lease purchase through some of these companies. but and I might go that route. So I'm looking at all the options. Again, just getting my stuff back on point. But yeah, last night was hellish here at the hotel. And like I said, I got one more night. I don't know if I'm paying for another night. I'm trying to decide. They have laundry here, and the laundry's not bad, $1.50. I think wash $1.50 to dry. So that's why I'm getting all the bedding done. I'm cleaning up all this stuff in here, getting it organized. And like I said, when I get done today, it will be basically packed up to where uh, once that once I have whatever notice I need, I can literally just lift shit off this truck and either put it in a storage unit, drop it at my father's place, and or just lift it from one truck to another to the other company, because that's another option I thought of. But yeah, just working my plan, stay with your plan. As far as what I read today, so let me see, let me pull this up and read this to you. So morning all, we had 3 incidents over the weekend. Hit while parked, second while on a bumpy road, truck bottomed out and knocked off fender. Third, GPS sending into wrong area. Call customers as if directions sent are good. Detours, road closers you need to know customer will tell you. No reason to ever be lost with numbers to call to ensure correct route. So I'm gonna address the last incident because I don't know what took place in that accident. Here is the issue with their GPS. If it is the company's GPS, it does not talk with anything to tell you if there's detours. So all of a sudden, you're in the effing area. I've gone through this in 4 different trips that I've had. Luckily enough, in the last 2 trips that I had where this happened to me, I had the Garmin, and the Garmin communicates with something satellite wise, and it will tell you if it is a closed highway, and or it automatically detours or plans you off so that you don't go down the detour road. So that is the one thing about the Garmin that I'm in love with. It'll automatically, if the road is closed due to whatever, an accident or whatever, it communicates immediately. It'll tell me if there's a traffic backup. So it's communicating. Once I get my phone set up, I can actually even Wi-Fi through it, and there's other updates that it'll go through the phone system as well as its satellite system to tell you. This is something this company should have at this point with technology being where it's at. Again, it is 2017. Technology is updated. There's other trucking companies that are doing that. Why are you sending directions on something, a road closure or detour? I've been through detours that I know did not happen overnight. I mean, them detours have been there for freaking months. You see roads tore up, big ass holes, pipes being dug. That shit's been there for months. And you're sending me these instructions through the GPS system and even on the instructions for the customer on how to get there. So this right here that they talking about is some BS. Just saying. So another reason why, and again, I don't know if it was this GPS, but if it's the company GPS, I can tell you that statement was some BS. B to the S. Okay, so it's bull because we do use a GPS. You send the dispatch instructions to GPS. You should know if there's a detour, and that to me is something that's between you and the customer. Mr. Customer, you're my customer. You want your product safely delivered. If you guys know there's any detours in the area, please update us so we can get that out to the trucks so we can get your product to you on time. Shit. So anyway, y'all, don't get me started right now. I'm so over this right now, and I'm trying just to get through. I'm like I said, I'm hoping to talk to my boy today about the truckload because, like I said, if it was up to me right now, out. So I might have to do about 30 more days with these people and being here freezing like a damn brick in order to get the CPAP done. Anyway, y'all, peace out. I really hope all of you guys had a blessed and safe holiday Christmas. My cousin, his son that you saw in the video, he's actually he's a lease purchase trainer, and I guess him and his student got stuck in the blizzard in Wyoming, and so he didn't get to Denver on time for Christmas, but he should be there, I guess maybe today. So because they had to shut that, waiting for the blizzard to pass. Uh-huh. Anyway, y'all. Oh, hold on, I got another one. So my CDL group today, and if y'all are truckers, please put down your comments because I thought this was a very good conversation. There was a trucker who put on there, he had tires on his trailer or truck that were balding. he goes out there with a quarter. I thought just was he's a penny or a dime or something. I can't remember. And I thought it was a penny in the head of whatever. But instead, you guys can actually get a measurer. I need to get one. I have one at my storage unit where you can actually measure the depth of your tread so you can be DOT compliant. Usually I can look at it and see if it's good or bad. Like I did those tires on that trailer. Well, anyway, what he did, he contacted his company, said, hey, these tires need to be replaced. They're refusing to replace them. He's in winter right now, and you can see it looks not good, at least from the pictures he put online on Facebook. So several of us said, if the company's unwilling to do it, drive that truck into a DOT scale, have the DOT inspector look at it, and if it's bad, they'll put that bitch out of service. And now your company is going to pay a hell of a lot more money to send a truck out there with tires to place on that truck if necessary. Okay? But DOT will do it. So another driver told him, you crazy as hell if you drive up in the DOT with that. Now, I'm waiting for Bill to get back to me, because Bill is the one who's told me this in the past. Because an old school method was, if your company won't do their damn job, take it in DOT will force it. I guess other drivers are worried about their CVSA scores and being put out of service. The truck is put out of service, okay? And if you, like when I went for my DOT inspection, on my Qualcomm, it showed messages back and forth that I had the tires inspected. One of the trailer tires had a nail in it. And I told the DOT officer, I said, I don't know about the nail unless it's new. I said, but I did have them check all the tires because I had 2 bad tires on here. You can see the new replacements on the back. And so I have information on Qualcomm. Therefore, he didn't count shit against me. Everything on mine, he did not put me out of service. None of that, I didn't put the truck, I say the truck, I don't ever look at it as me. He didn't put the truck out of service. Actually, the tractor passed. Boom. The trailer, it had 2 issues, and issues that I was okay to leave the facility with. Was not a fix-it ticket, none of that. It was just really informational. Did not count against my CVSA score. And I really believe that is because I was very forthright. I did a good pre-trip. I showed him documentation on how I did it, what I covered. So nothing was held against me. If you have, and I'm just curious, do you guys know if that's true? That they will hold that against you if you voluntarily drive that truck in? Under Bill back in the day, they didn't. They would just shut the truck down, forcing the company to come out there and handle their shit. So I do believe the DOT should have a way of putting it on the company and not the driver, especially if the driver has documentation. Because to me, that falls under kind of like a whistleblower kind of thing. The reason they've made it that way is they're forcing the driver in order to, I hate to say it, rat out the company for not doing their damn job. And also tell the driver, you're responsible to not drive bad equipment. So at that point, it puts you and the company kind of at odds, but it also forces the company to handle your shit. So if you know, put it on here. I'm waiting for Bill to respond to see if he knows whether that's the case. But like I said, several of us told him drive that shit into DOT. And Bill told me that with the situation with my host. He said if you were near a DOT scale, I would have you drive that into the DOT, and they'll shut that damn truck out, and your company pride would have to come out there and get that shit fixed. He said that could be on your brakes, it could be on hoses, it could be on belts, causing the truck to be dangerous to drive. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me know. Y'all, trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. Oh, I'm going to be doing a series, and it just kind of came to me, and thank you because, what's my boy's name? I just did that video for you on the owner ops. Lawrence. So Trucker Lawrence, thank you because you kind of opened up something that I need to refresh myself on, and I'm going to try to share with you guys because I want to prepare for being an owner op. And one is your incorporation status. I'm going to see if I can find the books that I read, and actually I'm going to reorder one of the books because I don't want to deal with it. And I know Robert Kiyosaki's lawyer, I think he's a Garrett guy, wrote a book on the different classes of corporations. It's a great book. It gives you a good breakdown, an understanding of it, so that you know how to register yourself for your trucking business. Whether you're going to try to turn it into a small fleet with, one or more trucks or more than one truck. And I know I came off sarcastic when I say people going to call it a fourth fleet. I'm talking about for my company because these babies, they trying to have a fleet and they've been in trucking 6 months to a year. Get the hell out of here. You need to be out here a couple of years. I'm okay with you owning your first one and driving it for a year or two. Once you get 2 or 3 years under your belt, and then you want to add another truck, I can relate. But with you being out here 6 months to a year, you just barely getting your feet wet. No, hell no. I don't believe most people should own it. You should start lease purchasing until you've done at least a year in trucking. Uh, Not unless you're working for a company like Prime, or a company that I think KLLM and Prime, I think they go through some sort of training to teach them how to operate their business. And so if you're doing something like that and they're teaching you how to own, maintain, and run your truck, well said. The beef company I'm looking at, the lady told me, she says you have to be a company driver for 1 year. They want to make sure that you have fuel economy around 58 miles per gallon, because 58 miles is an ideal, I've heard this from some prime drivers, an ideal mileage to keep your mileage low so that you're not eating up fuel. You know, hammer lane drivers, they going through fuel like water. And I call them the testosterone drivers. I don't know if there might be some females that do it, but I know a lot of guys want to just hammer lane down. Don't care. I've had trailers almost hit me because they swing out so fast and then try to swing over, and they're not in their lane properly because they're trying to hammer. It's not, no. Grow the hell up. But I want to do a series on different type of corporations to have. I'm also going to try to help out with stuff to look at to start your investing, whether you're a company or whether you're owner op, and how to invest. Don't, and I'm just going to say this to you, young people or new people or people just getting rebuilding. And luckily, I do have a financial background. I'm rebuilding, and like I said, I made very good money in my day. I owned properties in my day. Um, and I had investments in my day that got me through some really tough times, but it diminished with the crash of the economy. A lot of people who may have been very financially comfortable, they took a hit. They took big hits. People who own businesses. So rebuilding is something that happens, whether you're going through a divorce, or that with the aunt you saw, she rebuilt. She had to rebuild. Went through a divorce and had to rebuild, and has done quite well on properties again. Okay, you can rebuild, doesn't matter what age. She's 70 something. She rebuilt her life from her 50s to her 70s after a divorce. And so you can rebuild. You just have to believe you can, and you have to really do your research. And the first time she did, she didn't do good. She tried to do it on her own, didn't do good. She hooked up with some gentlemen in her church who were CPAs or whatever. They helped her with guiding her in directions of investing. Several different types of investing. You can invest in mutual funds and money markets, CDs. Um, you can do the drip accounts that I'm talking about. I'm going to probably be doing some drips later on, some mutual funds. I'm going to get with the credit union, the railroad credit union. They have investment stuff. And then I need to reopen a local bank account that I had here because I may use them when I decide to go to do my business account, unless the credit union offers it. And out in Texas, and I'll see. I'm going to hit them up and ask them, do you have business checking accounts? So here's what I'm thinking about doing. Um, I'm going to check into it and see what they have. And that's an option. And I'll do that after I do my chapter 7, after the lap band chapter 7. Those are my first two priorities. But I want to do a series on here to hopefully help you guys do that. That'll probably be my more serious. Occasionally, I'm very sarcastic. Oh my God, if you haven't picked up, I'm extremely sarcastic. And I'm almost becoming somewhat cynical about stuff because I'm just, like I said, I'm not about a bunch of people. I'm not. My cousin asked me yesterday about my biological mother because, they call her Bunny. How's Aunt Bunny? I don't know how the hell she is. I don't deal with her ass. It's crazy. Shit. My aunt, who was sitting next to me, who's her sister, she's trying to do olive branch because they ain't gotten along most of their life. Because my mom hates her because she was a favorite. My mom hates my aunt because she's a favorite child of all three of them. And she's trying to look olive branch like we getting old. We need to get past this shit. She done took the woman out. Free meal, pay for everybody dinner. And my biological mother wouldn't speak, acted crazy, just total B. Guess what? I told my aunt, you need to leave that shit alone. She gonna have to deal with Jesus when she closes her eyes in death, and prayerfully she gets her shit straight and repents for half the shit she done did. Leave her alone. Stay the hell away. Move on. Let it go. She crazy as hell. And I'm sorry, there's people that live a bitter life. I'm sorry for what happened to you as a child or whatever the hell else happened that made you crazy. But there's a point in life where you need to get freedom from crazy ass people. I'm just saying. If they crazy, look. I keep trying to help you, keep trying to get along with you. But then when your crazy does it more than 3 times, and I tried to interact with her crazy ass a couple different times. I'm done. I'm done. And I told her, you need to be done. Is my aunt perfect? Absolutely not. They both got issues. But my aunt's at an age where she's trying to move on as an older woman who, hey, cancer call can happen at any time. Once you hit your 40s, cancer call can come up anytime. You gotta make sure your shit's straight. Okay? You gotta make sure you ain't home bitterness. I'd be praying for myself because my mom is a hot mess. And my father's a hot mess. That's why I said I'm trying to do right by him, even though he's an asshole. But no, no. You gotta make sure your house is in order. So talk about that, getting retirement, buying property, what to do with your money, saving up if you want to try to do a truck on your own, because you can buy a used truck for around 50 some thousand. Um, I was told that a good place to go is Missouri to get your used truck because you get a lot of prime trucks that are very well maintained. So that was an interesting conversation I had with a trucker at one of the truck stops. And like I said, I listened to some truckers that have been out here for a while because you get some interesting tidbits. All you gotta do is do your research and see whether or not that's true or false. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, y'all, 2 and 2. Let me know if y'all got any topic requests. JC Elect, always thank you, please. I hope to hear from you. Um, Trucker Lawrence, thank you because you opened up a topic that I want to get into. D-Boy Stance, I'm going to be probably doing a piggyback video about the safety thing. I want to see what you're going to cover first. And then I have my own stuff that I've either picked up from Trucker Bill or from other lady truckers online and what I do. So, and I want to try to throw that together, but I really like that. And actually, I don't think it should only be for women. I think it can be for men too. Um, I had a cousin who was killed by his truck here in Phoenix, Arizona, and he was a truck driver, and he was killed by his truck. Um, he was robbed and killed. So it can be for men too. It's just not for ladies. There's some wisdom that we need to use in trucking. Peace.